Good afternoon. Welcome to Lunchtime Live with Sharon Galluzzo. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. Facebook says that we're live and they're building an audience, so I will just take a few moments to welcome everyone. Oh, sorry. We are in March. Wow, it's spring already, I think. Today or yesterday was the first day of spring. Probably it was yesterday. So wow, we're into another season already. I started doing these lunchtime live videos in the summer. So this is actually now my third season of doing lunchtime live videos to help you improve your business. I hope that you are enjoying them. I certainly enjoy doing them with you and for you, and I hope that you will participate and give me feedback. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below, either during the live or afterwards when you watch it, if you watch it recorded. I hope that you will, be part of the conversation, because the value of everything that we do is magnified when we share it and when we all become part of the solution. I love that when everybody gets in there and has a say and shares the information that they have, because every single one of you as business owners knows something, has some experience that other people either don't know, haven't experienced, or wouldn't encounter in their everyday. So how much more wonderful, how powerful are we together as a group when we share what we know with one another. So welcome to Lunchtime Live, and today our topic is 3 steps to strength in business. And I don't always do this, but I have 3 words that start with the same letter. I know a lot of people learn in different ways. And so some people, mnemonic devices are extremely powerful for them. Some people learn and process things by listening, some people by reading, some people by actually doing things, observing what other people do. I know that one's a really big one for me. If I could watch somebody do something, I can very quickly thereafter pick up what it is that they're doing and replicate that. So everyone learns in many different ways. So I like to throw in some things that'll be helpful to other people along the way. So today, our 3 steps to strength in business all start with the same letter. So I hope that will be valuable and useful to some of you today. And I hope the information, no matter how it's packaged, will be valuable and useful to you in your business and taking your business to the next level. So today's topic was inspired by a character in my business, Legendary Business from Rats to Riches, available on Amazon and all that, but you guys already know that. So I wanted to take a minute, because I've sort of been talking about more encouragement and that kind of thing in the past few videos. So I wanted to get back to some actual concrete business advice today. So today we are going to visit with my dear friend Charlotte, and this is Charlotte Rat. And if you remember, she is she's on to the next big thing. That's what the sign says there. She loves and gets so much knowledge and goes out and learns as much as she can, and she applies it, but she never does it long enough to actually get any traction. She tries something and then she gets distracted with the next big thing, or she starts it and she never fully finishes it. So when you have Charlotte Rat in your business, you are going 1,000 different directions and not achieving what you want to achieve, because you're always chasing the next big thing. And this could be in just one little corner of your business, or it could be spread out through your entire business. I know for me, the part of Charlotte Rat that was part of our business was mostly the marketing. So I'd find out about this tool on the internet and I'd use that, and then I'd find out about this platform and then I would use that, and I'd find out this new social media thing, and I get all into that, and I never really connected all the dots and finished everything and pulled it together for it to really be making traction with me all across the board. Now, there were pieces that I was able to pull together and make those work, but it was the distraction of going out and looking for the next big thing and not continuing on the path that I had drawn for myself. So for me, this is where Charlotte really showed up in our business. So today I wanted to talk about a challenge that Charlotte would face and how you can overcome those types of things. So our topic today is 3 steps to strength in business. And the first step to that strength is structure. And structure is, what are you going to do? So what are you doing in your business? Your goals, your direction, your destination. What is it that you want to accomplish in and with your business? Do you want to increase sales? Do you want to move up another level in your organization? Do you want to market better? Do you want to figure out what's not working in your business? Maybe take away some of the things that are, not good uses of your resources. What is it that you want to do? What is the structure of your business? Now, for purposes of this discussion, I'm going to pick like one thing. So, marketing or moving up a level or sales. But these ideas can be applied across the board to all areas of your business. But for purposes of illustration today and simplicity, I'm going to sort of talk about one thing so that it's a clear picture and a clear step through of what you need to do. So if your goal is to increase your sales, if that's the what that you need to do, what exactly is it? Is it increase it by a certain percentage? Is it increase it by a dollar amount? Is it increase it over last year? Sometimes in our businesses, when we think we're defining something like what we want to do, we're really giving it a general thing. What I want to do is increase sales. So yes, if you sell $100 and next week you sell $101, you've increased your sales. Have you really gotten what you wanted from your business, or have you just the letter of the law and not the spirit? So what's the spirit? What do you really want? And you need to be clear about that structure so you know where you're going. So if you want to increase sales, I want to increase sales by 10% this month, or I want to increase sales to this figure. When I do my sales goals, and I don't know if you can hear the saw, but there's a saw outside. But if you can, it's just extra background color for our video today. So if I want to, when I do my sales goals, I actually have specific numbers. Now, the way I reached those numbers was a formula that was based on a percentage or a figure. So there's actually math on the back end of that. But when I look at my sales goals, I know that this month I need to do this much. Oh, Amy says they can't hear the saw. Yay! So I just get to enjoy that extra music today. So if I want to, so when I figure out the sales numbers, I actually have a figure. So I know, and I have a figure for the month. And so I break that figure for the month down into each week. So then I have a clearly defined structure. So I know exactly where I need to go. So when you're building strength in your business, the very first thing you need is the structure. When you're building a building, the first thing you need is a foundation, and then you build the structure, but the house is built around a structure. There is a framework upon which you build. So getting a good framework in your business and knowing what you want is the very first step in getting that strength in your business. The second thing is systems. A system, the way I'm using the term systems is how you're going to do what you said you were going to do. So the structure is the what and the system is the how. How are you going to go about getting that? You can be very haphazard in how you go about getting things. You can, just wait to talk to somebody, or wait for somebody to encounter you, or talk to somebody in the grocery store, or, hope that someone gives you a referral, or, any number of things. They can, if you can sort of be very haphazard about how you pursue the strength of your business. If you want to be more successful, if you want to be more predictable, that's the word I'm looking for, predictable. If you want to predict the success that you're going to have, you're gonna need some kind of system, whether that is making phone calls. If you are in a sales business where direct calls to potential customers or customers works, that's a great way to have a system in place. If it's advertising, if it's marketing, if it's using word of mouth, if it's but in a way that you're actually doing something to create that word of mouth. Putting a system in place does wonders for improving your business. Now, a system is something that is set, it's well defined, and it's replicatable, and it's repeatable. So a system would be something whereby you would say, okay, every let's just say direct sales or direct calls. Every Monday, I'm going to call 5 people. That's a system. That is, every month you know that you're going to do this, and you're going to do it in a regular interval. Or I'm going to go to LinkedIn. I'm going to do research for a half hour. I'm going to take those leads that I find from LinkedIn, and I'm going to connect with them via phone for this particular system, and I'm going to connect with them. And then I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that this week, and then I'm going to do it again next week, and then I'm going to do it again the next week. So having the system in place is that is so that you can know what you're doing and do it on a regular basis. If you have a well thought out plan, it's much more easy to execute than if every day you're like, now what am I going to do to improve my business today? What am I going to do tomorrow? I have to think of something. If you have systems, you don't have to think about what you do. You just follow the system. And systems are also really good to help you replicate yourself. So if you decide that, you want to grow your business, not just through sales, but through, you want to grow it this way, horizontally, then you need to create more of you. So the way to create more of you is to have systems in place. So at our studio, we have systems in place so that whenever we bring staff on, we can train them on the systems, exactly what we do, how we do it, so that they can learn that system and they can execute it just as well as we do. Having a well-defined system really enables you to replicate yourself and grow your business horizontally. So that's another thing that systems can do to build strength in your business. So having those systems in place, creating the systems and then executing them, is a tremendous way to build strength into your business. Now, a word about systems. Systems are set but flexible. So once you have a system in place and you know that it works, then you can sort of tweak and mold it. For example, we bought a franchise. When we bought the franchise, we were handed a system. We took that system and we implemented that system. If we had spent all of our time redoing the system, rethinking the system, and we would have been less successful to move through our business quickly. The reason that we wanted to buy a franchise is because we wanted the system. We wanted that learning curve to be cut off for us. So the system was incredibly important to us when we bought our franchise. Some people are in direct sales businesses. You're given a system. You're given something to follow initially. And using those systems is a great help whenever you're starting out and if somebody can hand you something and you can follow it. That's magnificent. If you have to create your own system, that's just fine. It'll take you a little bit of time to do it, but you can do it, and when you follow it, it's great. Now, as I said, they're flexible. When we first started our business, the big idea, the big marketing advertising avenue that everyone had to have if you had any hope of being successful in business was to be in the yellow pages. If you were too young to know what the yellow pages were, they were like Google, but in print form. So if you wanted a plumber, you went to the yellow pages, you looked up plumber, and you looked for all the businesses that were listed under plumber. So when we started, that was the gold standard. Everyone had a telephone book ad, so people could find them. That's how you were found. But as we started, the systems had begun to change. The internet had exploded, and people were now going not just to their phone book, but to their computer to find something. So if they needed a plumber, they were going to their computer and they were typing in a search engine plumber to see who would come up on the search engine. They didn't all run to the telephone book. Now, it was a transitional time, so some people were still using phone books and some people were using the internet. So when we had systems in place for the phone book, we still had to have a system in place for that marketing avenue, but the process of the system was completely changed. Instead of getting in contact with the salesperson once a year, we now had to come up with AdWords, advertisements. They had to be routinely checked and tweaked, and we had to figure out what words worked and what words didn't. And even as that progressed, with AdWords, they still exist, but they are miles away from what they look like when they first began. So we still have systems in place to do things. It's just that the systems are now different to match and change what is available to us now. So understand that the systems are not written in stone, never ever to be changed, unless, of course, they always work and there's no need to change them. But be aware that sometimes you need to adjust and change those systems so that you can get the same effect that you had previously. So you have to sort of be on top of those systems. Now, for answering the telephone, we've really never changed our system for answering the telephone. We have a 4-part greeting. We thank the person for calling, we identify the business, we identify ourselves, and we ask if we can help them. That's a 4-part greeting. That happens every time we answer the telephone in our studio. That's a system that works. It's a system that's very valuable to the person on the other end. It's very customer centered, so they know that they have called the right person. We have told them who they're talking to. We've asked them if there's something that we can do for them. So that 4-part greeting is probably a system that'll never change. I can't see something that would change the way we answer the telephone, but who knows? Maybe somewhere down the road we might have to change that system. Hey Peter, thanks for joining. But so be aware that your systems are there to bring value and bring strength to your business, but they're not always set in stone. So be able to bob and weave and change when it is necessary and when it's going to build strength into your business. When those systems begin to fail your business, then they become weaknesses. So you have to be aware of that. So first thing you have to do is have a structure in your business. What are you going to do? The second thing is systems. How are you going to do it? And the third S, so by the way, these are 3 S's: structure, systems, and the third S is schedule. So when are you going to do these things? So are you going to you have the structure, you have the destination, the next thing is the system. When are you going to execute that system? Are you going to execute that system every day, every week, every month, once a year? When is that system going to come into play, and how are you, and And when are you going to execute it? Are you going to say, okay, every day for 15 minutes, I'm going to do X in my system. Once a month, I'm going to spend 2 hours and I'm going to work on this in my business, and I'm going to follow this system. So once you have the structure and the system, scheduling it is the next big piece, because you can spend hours, weeks, months, years planning what you want to do. You can spend an equal amount of time coming up with a system of how to do it. But if you never schedule it and you never put it into practice, and you don't tie that schedule into the system, so the system and the schedule go hand in hand. If you don't tie them together, then you may be Charlotte Rat, and you may not ever follow through and get the benefit of all of that planning, of the how, of the what, and of the how. If you don't do it, if you don't put it all together and throw a when in there and commit yourself to the when and get the when done, it's a wasted effort. It's so fun to sit and dream about what do you want your dream business to be? What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to go? What do you want that to look like? It's so exciting and it's fun. And for some people, creating systems is fun. I actually enjoy getting organized. I probably told this story before, I can spend hours and hours and hours getting organized. And I spend so much time getting organized that by the time I'm organized, I'm too tired to do the work, because I spent all of my time and energy getting organized. It's so easy to slip into these things. So to really push yourself and really build strength in your business, you need your structure, you need the what, you need your systems, you need the how, and you absolutely, without question, need the when. So make sure that everything that you're doing has a time base to it. So your systems, you know when you're going to do your systems. And commit yourself to following these things after you've done all the work to get the 3 S's in place, to get the strength in your business. Honor your commitments to yourself. Honor the commitments to your business. Do the work that you've set before you, and get the strength in your business so that you can be really, really, really successful. I know you can do this. I believe in you, and I encourage you to remember the 3 S's, the 3 steps to building strength in your business. That is structure, systems, and schedule. Thank you so much for joining me for Lunchtime Live. I hope you had a yummy lunch. I have some yummy stuff waiting for me, at least I think so. And I will have my lunch, and I will see you back here next Tuesday, noon Eastern, for Lunchtime Live with Sharon Galluzzo. Thank you, and I will talk to you soon.